Audio Jungle.
36% drop in murders. A 36% reduction in murders between January 1 and April 5 this year, when compared to the same period in 2024, and a corresponding 18% reduction in all major crimes, have caused Commissioner of Police Dr. Kevin Blake to commend the men and women under his command. But the fatal shooting of 6 alleged criminals by the police within 12 hours in 2 incidents on Monday have reignited debate on social media and veranda chairs about how the police are fighting crime. Blake, in his weekly address to the force orders last Friday, noted that the first quarter of 2025 saw the lowest number of murders in more than 2 decades, alongside most significant drop in major crimes since 2001. The commissioner described the achievement as a reflection of the sustained efforts being made across every level of the organization, highlighting that this marks the 6th consecutive quarter in which murders have declined. However, the Independent Commission of Investigations (INDECOM) has pointed to a sharp increase in fatal shootings by the police since the start of the year. An unofficial report tallied put the figure at close to 90 so far. Blake has repeatedly defended members of the force, arguing that criminals who choose to engage the cops should never win. Reports on the 2 latest incidents involving fatal shooting by the police gives a total of 6. Party ban lifted. Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang has announced that the police will resume issuing permits for parties in the Norwood community, but he has warned that any reports of gun salutes at these events will result in the immediate suspension of all future permits. Norwood, located in St. James Northwestern constituency where Chang served as Member of Parliament, was declared a zone of special operations ZOZO on June 20, 2021 as part of efforts to reduce crime and restore order in the area. Speaking on Sunday night at a forum put on by the Norwood Community Development Committee in celebration of no murders in the area for 2024, Chang underscored that he is not opposed to music, but there are many ways to celebrate without using gunfire. The police have started allowing some parties. We have hundreds of people in Bottom Pen, Glendevon, attending a futsal. We have party in Flanker, and I know that the ground commander up here looking at giving some permits. But you cannot have gun celebration after dance finish. If that happens, we're going to stop giving the permit, Chang cautioned. This minister has no intention of interrupting our culture, music and entertainment. I've spent money to put music in schools, and I want to see how we can expand it, but we cannot make gunfire at part of the celebration. That is aligned to Jamaica, aligned to our people. We don't make guns in Jamaica. We play music and a little sport, and we need to maintain that. So, we have to just get it across to all our friends in the community. We cannot start to break the peace by having gunfire after sessions, celebration otherwise, added Chang. Meanwhile, Deputy Superintendent of Police DSP McCarthy, ground commander of the Norwood and Mount Salem zones, told reporters that permits for entertainment events in Norwood were suspended when the enhanced security measure was declared in the community 2 months shy of 4 years ago. As a result of the high crime rate, we have to protect people's lives because before the zone of special operations started, we had persons who were killing at parties, where parties were shoot up and stuff like that. So we had to suspend those events to bring back calm and stability in the space. Now that we have gotten calm and stability, we have decided that we can entertain events from citizens, properly policed to ensure that everybody is safe, stated DSP McCarthy. St. Catharines South Police Division saw reductions in murders and shooting in first quarter. The St. Catharines South Police Division saw a 13.2% reduction in murders at the end of March in comparison to similar period last year. Speaking at the division's town hall meeting, Assistant Commissioner of Police ACP Christopher Phillips stated that at the end of this quarter's first part of the year, shooting has decreased by 10.7% when compared to a similar period last year. However, ACP Phillips noted that there is an increase in major crimes such as break-ins, robberies, larceny, and sexual offenses. ACP Phillips said the police will continue to enhance the support service especially for victims of sexual offenses and intensify the public campaign to promote peaceful resolution of conflicts.
Seen where our collective efforts have led to a notable decrease in murders and shootings. The figures showing 46 murders and 50 shootings recorded at the end of play for the first quarter of this year, and this represents a 13.2% reduction in murders and 10.7% reduction in shootings when we compare that to the same period last year. And this progress is really a reflection of the kind of work that we have been doing, the targeted approach in addressing gangs, gunmen, and the unresolved conflicts in some of our most troubled communities. And I've seen that effort within St. Catharines South. We have to acknowledge that there are challenges ahead. We have seen trends that we're not happy with, especially in the area of property crimes. We acknowledge that there are increases in robberies up to 109.5% from 21 to 44, break-ins up to 183.3% from 30 to 85, and larceny up to 75% from 44 to 77, as well as increase in sexual offenses, including rape up 35.3%, 17 to 23, and also aggravated assaults up 20% from 10 to 12. And these are not figures that we are happy with, but we have to acknowledge when we are having challenges, not to mask those figures.
Opposition leader says government needs to do more to reduce cost of regularized electricity. Opposition leader Mark Golding says the government needs to do more to reduce the cost of regularized electricity. Speaking during an interview, the opposition leader highlighted the high cost of accessing electricity illegally for some households. He said the announcement by Finance Minister Favor Williams and assistance for those with illegal connections will only scratch the surface. He said the government must not only reduce the cost of regularization, but also reduce the cost of electricity. The opposition leader mentioned solar energy as one option that can assist in reducing the cost of electricity.
So there's a strong social dimension to this because households who are unable to currently and are not paying for electricity but are using it, they're exposed to serious legal risks because they can be prosecuted for that, and also risks of fire. And in the communities that we're talking about, there are high levels of fire, many fires and many of them are caused because of the irregular wiring and what have you, the throw-ups and those things. So we really want to tackle that, but we are very conscious of the need to ensure that there's an affordable solution to this. So regularizing is one thing, and the program that the government has announced with $1 billion will just scratch the surface really, because it's going to be limited to 20,000 households, and we know that there's about a 300,000 gap of households who are currently out there and are not lawful customers of JPS and that. So there's a much bigger situation to be addressed. But we want to not only help with the regularizing, but we also want to help with the solarizing of those homes so that they can reduce their costs of use of electricity and make it more affordable for them. And then they, over time, can save and put in batteries and that kind of thing and really reduce their consumption significantly. And then the whole question of microgrids is part of it as well, which has been used in other countries like Bangladesh and others, where you can connect and the solar panels that are being laid out in the community can be interconnected and can actually sell surplus power to the grid and get back and so on, and it helps further manage their overall electricity costs. So they're really thinking about how we can make electricity lawfully accessible to people but affordable as well.
Government to roll out $1.5 billion quarterly road patching program. The government is set to roll out a $1.5 billion quarterly road patching program starting in May to improve road conditions. The initiative, led by the Ministry of Responsibility for Roads in collaboration with the National Works Agency, will target critical corridors. Minister with Responsibility for Works Robert Morgan emphasized the government's commitment to maintaining roads network. He said the program will prioritize main thoroughfares and high traffic conditions corridor, community and parish roads in need of urgent repairs, and damage-prone areas affected by recent weather events. With quarter disbursements, the initiative will provide ongoing maintenance throughout the year, addressing road degradation where it worsened. Work is scheduled to commence in May, which is phased rollout to ensure efficiency and maximize impact. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.